because there are so many different functions within Excel, you need to know how to search for them and find the ones that you're looking for. So first of all, we're going to cover where they are right inside the worksheet, your workbook actually, and then how you can search for them, and then how to get help on them. Because sometimes you'll see a function, you think that's what it is, but you really need to find out more of how it works and what it's about. So we're going to cover all of that. Now, on the set of tabs here, we want to go to the Formulas tab. And I know we're mixing the words formula and functions, but remember the functions sit inside of the formula. So if you need to find a function, you're going to go in, because you're building a formula. So as we look at this, remember our most common ones. Here's another place to drop them down and use for that. More functions. We'll go into those areas in a minute. Recently used, here's a default list, even if you haven't used them yet. And then insert function, we'll do that in just a moment. But here's financial. And it's not just a few, there are lots of them here. There we go. And it's so many, it's going off the screen here. So just so you know, there's a lot of them in here. Logical, and, false, if, error, if not, you know, all those things. Text, lots of text ones. Date and time, lots of those here. Lookup and reference. And then math and trigonometry. Boy, there's a lot of those, of course. That would make sense. And then there's a section called More Functions for statistical, and then that goes on and on. Okay, engineering, cubing, information, compatibility, and then there's the web. Okay, so there are lots, as you can see, lots of functions here. What we're going to do though is we're going to go into insert function, which is Shift F3, and this is where you tend to go search for one, and then you can insert it into your worksheet. Okay, so first search for a function. You can type a brief description or select a category, and then it will list them here, and then we'll see what happens once you get those. So I'm going to bring this over here. And let's say that I'm looking for something to do with dates. Okay. Now I can click go, and it brings me into recommended. Now what it does, select a function. I've got date, year, month, day. It returns the number that represents the date in Microsoft Excel date and time code. When we cover that, we'll explain what that means. But remember, this is coming from recommended. So as I go to this one, odd F price, returns the price per $100 face value of security with an odd first period. Well, okay, but we're getting way into some areas that I really just want to know more about dates. So you're probably better off at this point going or select a category and seeing if there's something that's closer to that, like in this case, date and time. Then I start seeing things like date value, day, days, plural, days 360, e-date, end of month it looks like. I mean, it just goes on and on. Here's hour, okay. We get down into minutes and months, network days, okay, between two dates. And if you're looking at these and you're just not quite sure what they mean, you can choose one here and then click on help on this function. And Excel help actually has some help here. If you're looking at network days, that's what we're looking at, the function. It goes through that, describes it for you, gives you a tip, even shows you the syntax, which is important because sometimes you have to use brackets within parentheses, and some things cannot have spaces, and you need space here and here. I mean, all kinds of things. And then it explains what you're looking at. What is the start date, end date, and holidays? Important information, remarks, even gives you an example. And you can download an embedded workbook and work through that as well. So very good comprehensive help. Very good to see this being brought into the software. So it may not be everything, but at least it gives you a good start as to what this is. You can print it here, all that kind of stuff. So you've got that. You've also got, you know, the question mark up here. And this is more about inserting the function. So you've got more information here about using them versus the specific functions that you're working with here. So that's how you can go find them. And then once you find the one that you want, you just choose it, click OK. And because of this type of function, it's asking me for information here, or to go out to the worksheet, find that information, or choose cells to work with it, and then run that function. So I'm going to pass on that for now, but that's how you go and find them. Again, Formulas tab has a lot, and when it's not, what you're looking for, let me get a smaller one here, of course, then go to Insert Function, and there's a quick way to go look for what you're looking for as a function.